Hello, I'm Dawn, also known as Yarn is a Sport, and I'd like you to play ball with me. Alright, I'm going to give you some more information, personal information about me. I absolutely hate surprises. I like being prepared. Now, my husband, who has informed me he'd rather be known as his professional name, the Yarn Caddy, it flies by the seat of his pants commando. First of all, if I cannot put my arms out and up, I do not enter the flying machine. He has a private license. I won't go. I don't know if it's military upbringing. I can't stand surprises. I don't think I'm a control freak because I don't have to stick with a plan. I'm one that makes contingency plans. But as far as flying by the seat of your pants, I want a parachute on the front, one on the back, and I want to be wearing all 5 pair of my brand new panties at the same time. I hate surprises. That being said, Knitcrate, make sure, Knitcrate had something that kept coming up on my Instagram, and it was a mystery package that was $160 or $190 value, and it was $25, and then you got a $75 voucher with it after you've had it for 30 days if you didn't send it back. So I have this package. I have some gifts I want to do. I don't know if there's anything in this I'm going to be able to use, but I can't really buy yarn if I don't know what I have. I had thought, oh, I'll just keep this for a bit, and if I need something, I can always use this to video. I'm not going to do that. I am going to open it now and hope that there's something that I can use for somebody that I do want to do a gift for. Okay, I opened the slit. That's all I did was slit it open, so I wasn't struggling with it. I'm gonna. Wow. I am not unhappy. Okay. I have 6 skeins, and lovely is 2 of each color, which is nice because a lot of times you can do something with 2 and 1 you're kind of limited, so that does help as far as what's limited. This is what I'm using for my microphone. It is a headset. You pull the earbuds. It's a habit I got into with the nursing because a lot of times you might need to call for help, and it keeps you hands-free to help your patient. And fortunately, I have needed it for CPR, and so happy that, okay. I do have a cover on it. This, I don't know what the yarn is. It was one that I bought mystery of odds and ends that somebody had, and I love the way it turned out. It's like a peachy coral color with little flecks of color in it. I think I did 8 or 10 stitches, did a tube, and then I did 2 of them, and I just changed them out every week. Wool has antimicrobial characteristics. It absorbs sweat, so it's really good for that. Okay, let me get back to this. I am just, well, I'm really fortunate lately. So many things. All right, this, let me see the name of this. Oh my gosh. I bought a few months ago, and I almost got this color. I'm not unhappy that it was this one. This is called Misty Dawn. It is 50% merino wool and 50% tencel fingering weight. And this is great because the tencel makes it not so heavy and really breathable, which is nice in the warmer climates. That is really nice. So happy with that. I don't know, what do you think? Is that a good color? Might wash me out, but it'd be nice blended with something. I like that. It's got a nice, a really nice feel to it, which, you know, is the tencel. And it's got a bit of a sheen. Again, that's the tencel. Nice. US 1 to 3, 2.5 to 3.5, I'm sorry, 2.25 to 3.25 millimeter. US B1 to E4 crochet hook, that's still a 2.25 to a 3.5 millimeter. And the gauge is 27 to 32 stitches in 4 inches or 10 centimeters. There is 400 yards or 365 meters. And I think we talked about, I always do 10% and then subtract 1%, which will give you a difference between meters and yards. Like that. Happy. This coral orange color, terracotta color, clay pot color. It's called clay pot, 100% merino DK. This is US 5 to 7, which is 3.75 to a 4.5 millimeter. US 7 to an I9 crochet hook, which is a 4.5 to a 5.5 millimeter. And the gauge is 21 to 24 inches, 21 to 24 stitches in 4 inches or 10 centimeters. This is not superwash, so this should be feltable, and this, you can't really pick it up a lot, but this would definitely go well in Eddie's decor. And I have been wanting to do a teapot cozy. I think that's what I'm going to do with this. I don't do a lot of 100% non-superwash because of the felting, unless I am absolutely if I get it or have it or use it, I almost always, I don't know that I have ever not done it and felted it. It just It saves the aggravation in my mind of accidentally felting it. But I do want a tea cozy, a teapot cozy, and that is what that is going to be. That I know. And this one is 80% alpaca and 20% tencel. Bulky weight, 125 yards. I don't know if I gave the yardage on this one, I'm sorry. The clay pot is 236 yards, 215 meters, 100 grams, 4 ounces. I think I said it was 100 grams for the other one. And this is perfect for actually what I was looking for. I wanted to do a man's scarf, and it just happens the test knit that I did for Misdirection, the cowl, was in the aqua color alpaca from the farm we went to, and I wanted to give them, these are some friends, I wanted to give each of them a scarf to thank them for some help that they've given us. And this will be perfect. It's a very manly color, which, not to be gender biased, but I can absolutely see him wearing this and using it. And he does do things where he's I'm not going to say in a suit, but things he does sometimes, he dresses nicer, and I can see this having a scarf. He is up in Wisconsin, and it is very chilly right now. It's January weather up there, and it's the middle of November right now. Crazy year. Oh, this is November of 2022. This is called High and Dry for the colorway. It is US 11 to 17, 5.5 to 8 millimeter knitting, and crochet is K 10.5 or an M13, which is a 6.5 or a 9 millimeter. It's 12 to 15 stitches in 4 inches. And this is going to be on the Swift tomorrow. That is absolutely what my next project is going to be. Well, like I said, I hate surprises, and this was pleasant surprise. After 30 days, you are issued my understanding, issued a $75 credit. I don't know if this promotion is available still. I know that if you become a member, it gives you the ability to purchase the yarn at a discount. It's like half price. And I don't know how, but maybe because I signed up for the mailing list when I ordered the first time, when I almost got this one. I think I got like a periwinkle instead, or an aqua maybe, to go with for a shawl. And I don't know that I've knit the shawl yet. I think that was one of those things that I put together, but when we loaded, I think it was one of the things that didn't make it onto Eddie. But it's half price. So between what I paid, what I got already, that's huge value. Getting the credit voucher, and I think then they would like you to do $30 a month that you put into your credits, and you don't have to use it that month. you can save them up and like do, so you can get a sweater quantity, or save 6 months to be able to get enough to do a blanket and a bedspread. So I'm looking forward to that. The yarn that I've used at this point, I have used Knitcrate yarn. I'm very pleased with it. And with the admission that I hate surprises, I am considering doing a vlog for Christmas. I think it's a 12-day. Lucy of This Nanny Knits. Sorry, I've got the ums going and I'm not going to edit. On my Instagram, she came up on a story today that someone had some extra advents that they were wanting to sell, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look into it, because I like Lucy's colorways that she chooses. And to be honest, I had to look at them because of the name. The name is Cuddlebum. Cuddlebum. And my mom and I have done craft shows for decades. And I know everybody's going to claim, oh, you know, my mom did this, my mom, you know. My mom had a little elf from the late 50s that had like straws, fabric straws for legs, and that had a little pinafore that went over the, like, to the bottom where that it sat on, and the legs came up, and it had its hands that would like kind of, they were glued around their legs. That's a really unattractive, huge arms, little head. That it would sit, you know, with its arms around its knees. And she had it that she would sit around, and she told us that I think she was hoping one of us would notice, and I go, wasn't that over there the other day? And my mom goes, I didn't even recognize it. I don't know where that came from. And she says, you know, it might be one of Santa's elves in disguise as an ornament. I'm like, really? Wow. And she goes, that's how Santa checks to see if you're good. And the best memory, I had a little brother that it was always my fault, and the cookies were disappearing out of a cookie jar, and I was in the living room, and for some reason I'm thinking I was knitting or crocheting, and my mom was in the back of the trailer. We lived in a mobile home before when my dad made a certain rank, we went into military housing, and it gave us stability for the same surroundings, at least, even though we were in a different place. We had the same house. It was very nice that way, and we were always in really nice parks, you know, so not all trailer parks are horrible places. I think it's very few that are. Anyway, he reached up into the cookie jar. He'd get the lid off, but it was up on the counter, and he was just tall enough to reach in. And he reached in and pulled out a cookie, and I heard this screaming. And he threw the cookie, and still attached to part of it. I don't know how she attached it, but with the elf was like holding on to part of it. And I was like, oh, you're gonna get in trouble. Santa's gonna find out. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know where I was rambling to. Oh, Advents. I grew up at the time that they had Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Okay, I'm old. I remember the year that came out on television for the first time. I'm old. And then it played every year, which was really nice. And then later they had the one about Santa Claus is coming to town. I think that was what it was called. And it was like the story of Santa Claus. So I looked up this Cuddlebums, and she had an Advent that was reasonable. It wasn't any more than anyone else's from what I had priced, but I did have to pay a bit more than because it's coming from UK, and I'm alright with that. My dad was of British descent, and I have a fondness for England, so that was okay. And my understanding, the way this is set up is you get a story about Randolf, the elf. Now, apparently last year, Randolf was pretty upset that he was not selected as chief elf. Tried to sabotage the holiday, was discovered, and was banned from the North Pole. And this year, there's already been some shenanigans, and they are suspecting it's Randolph. The story is called The Wrath of Randolph, and somehow there's a knit pattern and a crochet pattern, but somehow the colorway that you choose, my understanding is this comes with one large skein and then 12 mini skeins, and the mini skein you choose is according to what you select in the story with some choices, and that intrigued me. So my goal, I'm thinking it's probably going to be a scarf or a shawl, but my goal is to do that for Vlogmas. If the Advent comes late, I will just do the days to catch up. I'm hoping it will be here by December 12th. And to be honest, the 12 days of Christmas is actually supposed to be Christmas Eve, the 24th, through January 6th. So, which is Wise Man Day. And I might end up doing it that way too. And I'm okay with that. That might be better if I'm going to be gift knitting. I'm not quite, I was thinking about doing another version of the misdirection cowl for Teresa. We've talked about doing a couple of colorways and different ways to do it. So we'll see. I was hoping to have something for that, but I'm so pleased with what I got today. Anyway, this is rambling. I'm sure I'm over 20 minutes. I am like 25 minutes, so I'm going to cut this now, not edited. And I want to thank you for joining me. Please do send any questions, suggestions, comments. I've had people ask me about RVing. I've had people ask me about places I've traveled. I've had people comment on some of the crafts that I mentioned that I do. Please do. You can DM me, direct message me on Instagram at yarn.is.a.sport. My email is yarnisasport@gmail.com, or a comment below would be nice too. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciated it, and enjoy your craft. Play ball.